Yo, what's going on, guys? Crispy Flakes here. Welcome to Extra Crispy. For today's video, we got a video by Swish. I'll link to his channel in the description below, titled Regrading Every Major NBA Offseason Move, which seems like forever ago because literally a lot of these moves happened like 15 months ago, man, right? Because usually like July time, with the big, obviously with the big delay in the NBA season and stuff, like literally it seems like forever ago, man. But it's gonna be a lot of fun to go through, kind of give you guys my grace, see what Swish House to say out here, man. Be sure to drop that like, subscribe if you're new to the channel. Let's get it. Okay, let's calm down, Crispy. Let's just watch the video, man.
All right, man.
A+.
Y'all don't even understand
A+.
how excited I've been to make this one specific video. Around December, January-ish, I made a video titled Grading All the Major Offseason Moves Mid-Season. To me, it was a great idea.
That's still accurate right there.
After it happens, but nobody follows up and see what happens afterwards and all that. So I wanted to do it mid-season, and I wanted to do it at the end of the season. Now, I mean, even though the finals aren't finished,
8 months ago,
two teams that literally didn't make the playoffs are in the finals. So we know their moves pretty much succeeded. But I want to retouch on every other team. Now, let's not waste any time, and let's just get into the major moves.
What the Pistons get?
I'm going to start with the Boston Celtics. As we all know.
Now we got D-Rose. We got D-Rose, man. A+.
In the offseason, they lost Kyrie Irving, not really by choice, and, he wanted to go, and they brought in Kemba Walker.
Okay, I'm going to say Kemba B. Maybe a B+. We're going to do a B+, man. Because he's not quite a B, not quite a B+. I'm gonna say probably closer to B+, actually. He was good. I don't think he was as good as people maybe expect, but he was still really good, right? I don't know, man. It was a weird situation. He went to a team with so much more talent. So, I don't know, man. What do you all think?
Walker, to me, hasn't been excellent or that much of a difference maker, but he hasn't been terrible.
Yeah, he was nice.
I tweeted this. The greatest thing Michael Jordan has ever done as a owner was not giving Kemba Walker a super max contract. It's not disrespectful to Kemba. It's not saying he's not a great player. He's not a super max player. That's a $200 million contract in which he is definitely
that's that Rudy Gobert money.
Now, I can't grade it as a terrible grade because one thing Kemba did do for this, for this organization and really the team,
choked from 3.
I think he kind of brought it and kept it close together. We all know Kyrie was a little cancerous in that Celtics locker room, splitting the team, all that stuff. Kemba brought it more together, so I'll give him credit for that. But as far as production in the playoffs, he's had way too many inefficient games, way too many games where he seemed like he was out of it. It didn't really seem like he was that great of a leader as far as closing games.
I wish you would focus more on his playmaking.
So I'll just have to give it a B-. Not the greatest, but not the worst.
Sure, that's fair.
The
Tobias Harris. Wait, is that what he was going to say?
76ers. Oh, my God. Oh my God. Bro, I'm going to have to give him an F. An F-, a G, a M,
so for everything.
O, a Z. The lowest grade possible they have to get. Bro, they lost Jimmy Butler, and Jimmy Butler wanted to leave, so that's understandable. They didn't give J.J. Redick the contract that he deserved, and he was the only player on your team that could have spread the damn floor.
He was perfect next to Ben Simmons.
That's bad enough. Then you basically have Ben Simmons, a power forward at heart, a point power forward. Tobias Harris, really a power forward, and Joel Embiid. They went out and signed Al Horford, a 34-year-old power forward, to a max contract. Only Philly would ever do something so stupid, bro. A max contract, and you already have 3 bigs, and you.
Right, that was a stupid move, but in hindsight, I guess we gotta think about, what was their mindset going into it. Last year, really the only guy that could really stop Joel Embiid was Al Horford. Like, Al Horford played really good defense on Joel Embiid, so it's like, hey, if he's on our team, we don't gotta deal with him. Unfortunately, they had to deal with him in their offense and their defense and just really aging. Like, he just was not the same player. Plus got to deal with that contract now, too. So, yeah, it was almost like subtraction by addition, by division, by multiplication. Does that make sense?
The only person that can spread the floor.
Does it to me.
I got to give him an F, bro.
Yeah, it was real bad.
The Golden State Warriors, bro, you couldn't help but to give them an A++++. They lost Kevin Durant.
And they got something back.
Kevin Durant. Typically, when you lose a player like KD, you get significantly worse as an organization. Like, you just get worse. Obviously, they still had great players, but this season couldn't have gone any more perfect. First of all, you lose KD, and he's willing to sign and trade with the Brooklyn Nets. What does that do? That gets you D'Angelo Russell. They flipped.
Couldn't he have just went to the Brooklyn Nets? Maybe they didn't have the salary. Oh, I guess they wanted to get Kyrie, though. So I guess that's where it makes sense. Okay, to like save money. It's like you don't really need D'Lo at that point. Although, D'Lo at the 2 spot with Kyrie at point guard, sign me up. Why not?
D'Lo, my favorite player. They flipped D'Lo for Andrew Wiggins. Andrew Wiggins doesn't have to be the superstar. He's good enough on Golden State. Then Stephen Curry breaks his hand, so you get the number 1 or the number 2 overall pick in the draft. You couldn't tell me a more perfect way for the Golden State Warriors to set up for the 2021 season, bro. Like, it's just been perfect to me. The OKC Thunder, oh my God.
A+.
Plus,
no doubt.
Plus, bro.
No
if
doubt.
I can give them a higher grade, I would. Think about all the stuff they did, bro. You trade Russell Westbrook. Let's be honest, bro. He was toxic. You were never winning a championship.
5-year,
Russell
$206
Westbrook.
million
You got his ass
contract.
out the way, and you finessed the hell out of Houston. I'm gonna get into them in a minute. You got Russell Westbrook out the way. You were never winning a championship anyway. Then you finessed the Clippers and got like 30,000 draft picks
and Shea.
Way off, and playoff, whatever the hell you want to call him. Paul George. You got him out the way. And
this is insane. This is literally. Clippers, you guys are screwed, man. I'm sorry. You guys are literally going to become the new Brooklyn Nets. And I'm pretty sure the Thunder are going to become the new Boston Celtics, where it's like they're going to draft all this great talent with those picks. I mean, you know, one of those picks obviously not going to be great. No, because it doesn't even start until 2022. So at that point, Kawhi's probably leaving, unless they do pull off a miracle and get the right talent around him. I don't know, man.
And you got 30,000 draft picks in your future. Then you acquire Chris Paul. I don't even think people
was written
understand
off at that point
how great Chris Paul actually was for OKC. I'm not even talking about on the court. This is what he did for your franchise, bro. First of all, he kept your head above water. Y'all still made the playoffs. Y'all were still competitive. So ultimately,
made him fun to watch.
Fans were still happy.
Made him fun to watch.
Second of all, everybody talks about his bad contract. Oh my God, he's 34 years old. He's going to be making $40 million and all that stuff. Well, if you actually look at his contract, he's not really making $40 million until the last 2 years. So ultimately, OKC didn't even play. They didn't even pay that. This was just a rental where they paid $38 million.
They trade him now.
Chris Paul just had one of the greatest seasons of his career. So what has that ultimately done? His stock is back high. His stock is really back high. So what is that going to do? Milwaukee's interested in him. The Knicks, all these teams that want him, now OKC can trade him, dump
just
that
unload
contract.
it.
Don't even have to worry about the bad part of the contract. And you got these draft picks, and you got your team above water. If that's not business one-on-one on how to finesse a player that everybody gave up on.
Hey, and I'm just going to say, too, you know, the Pistons got one of them front office manager guys from the team, too, Troy Weaver, man. So, hey, I like it.
I don't know what it is. Like, you can't do nothing but give that an A+++. Now, the Houston Rockets, bro, I have to give that. I have to give them a F-, bro.
Really?
I have to.
See, I kind of disagree with this one right here. Obviously, the small, you know, they didn't win the championship. They didn't make it to the finals or nothing like that. I still think Russell Westbrook has good trade value. I still think there's teams out there that'd be willing to take on his contract if they decide to go in a different direction. I thought Russell was fine at times for this team. Now, obviously, it wasn't all success. There was a lot of, you know, downfalls to it too. But I don't know if I would say an F-. I would say it was pretty average. I would probably say closer to like a C, maybe a C+. I didn't really have any big-time issues with Russell Westbrook on the Houston Rockets. He was bad at times, but there was also times where he wasn't a bad player.
Everybody talked about Chris Paul getting that contract in Houston. Everybody said it was a bad contract. He was too old, all that stuff. Well, at least with Chris Paul, you made the Western Conference Finals. You were competitive, and you were one of the top teams in the West. Like, that's what you were with Chris Paul. Basically, when you traded Chris Paul, you traded what was known as a bad contract for a worse contract.
Yeah, it's not
Nobody
great.
called OKC giving Russell Westbrook a bad deal. Nobody did because nobody had expectations for OKC. You basically gave a hyperactive player who made y'all a lot of money. Like, it was nothing wrong with that. But in Houston, his contract is terrible.
$41
James
million
Harden
annually.
and Russell Westbrook can't play together. That's the main reason why this contract is terrible. Two players that can't play together. I know they friends. I know they danced. I know they had some good moments. But ultimately, they can't win a championship together. You're going to be paying those dudes.
How old is Russell Westbrook? He's got to be, what, probably 30 by now? He's got to probably be about 30, 31. So they'll be paying him until he's like 36. And he is very athletic based, so it could be a little scary with that. But I think he's got like that LeBron James freaking nature athleticism where he's just going to be athletic for his entire career. But I still do think that there is teams that would take on his contract. Like, I can't even lie about that. I mean, I know the Knicks would. As a Piston fan, hell, what else we got going for us, man? I'll take on Russell Westbrook. I mean, I'd watch those games, I guess. Watch him go for triple doubles and get the 8th seed. That's fine.
$400 million for like the next 3 to 4, 5
yeah,
years.
for the Rockets,
terrible move, terrible
great.
signing. Like, I'm not even gonna waste time on that. The Miami Heat,
still an A+.
I'm not even gonna waste too much time on it, bro. In December, I gave him an A+. For getting Jimmy Butler. In August, October, I'm gonna give him an A+. Like, they're A+. Jimmy Butler was the perfect signing for Pat Riley and Eric Spoelstra. A++++. Now, the LA Clippers.
F-.
I can't do nothing but give them an F-. No, it's not because of Kawhi.
I love the F-.
No, it's not because of Doc Rivers getting fired. None of that. It's specifically because of Paul George.
Yeah.
I don't want to sound like I'm bullying him or anything like that, but it's
Speaking
just the
truth.
facts. I always forget how much draft picks they gave up and everything specifically because it was a lot. But I always just say 30,000.
If I'm the Clippers, I am going to try to swing a trade, to the Brooklyn Nets, because I feel like the Brooklyn Nets are looking for like that third star to put alongside Kyrie and Kevin Durant, which obviously, Paul George personalities can kind of, it could be awkward, but I do think that's a perfect situation because I think they could probably, for one, the Nets would be okay giving a few draft picks or something. They might do something like a Karis LeVert, Spencer Dinwiddie, like 1 or 2 first, maybe protected picks. Clippers get picks back, get some good young players back, and they get their third guy. We've seen Paul George as the first option. Indiana doesn't work. Second option doesn't work for a championship. Third option could be something. So that might be a good opportunity for both sides.
You gave up
rebuild on my main
30,000
channel on
draft
Crispy
picks
Flakes,
for
by the
Paul
way.
George.
For that.
Do you understand the last time that happened for one player was, I think, Kevin Garnett? What happened the following year when Boston did that? They won an NBA championship, and they probably would have won 2 had KG not gotten injured in 2009. That's what's supposed to happen when you give up that much for one player. You can't have a 3-1 lead and get bounced out in the second round, and Paul George gives you nothing
they gave up to
in the second half.
Pelicans
and Kawhi gives you nothing. Like, that has to be an F. You gave up way too much and got back way too little. Your coach got fired. The team is in disarray. Montrezl Harrell is probably going to leave now. Like, it's too much going on for me not to give that an F. All that invested and all that not returned, that's an F to me. Now, the Utah Jazz, as we should know, they got Mike Conley.
F-.
I have to give that a D.
Okay, that's fine.
I'm not going to get too detailed. He just wasn't great. Like, I think he averaged like 14 points. At the beginning of the season, he was terrible. In that game 7, he was terrible. The last 3 games when they blew the 3-1 lead, he just hasn't been good enough. Like, for you to give up that much for Mike Conley,
who'd they give up?
Give you that, it's just been a D. Like, it's nothing special. You're still the Utah.
I don't remember who was even part of that trade. It had to have been, who'd they trade for Mike Conley? Did they get him for free? Huh. I do not remember. Or was it just a contract?
Utah Jazz, you might have been better off.
They would not pay that much.
Like, that's just a D move to me. The New Orleans Pelicans, I'm going to give them a B+. I would have given them an A had they made the playoffs, but they just didn't. I'm not the biggest
Zion
Lonzo fan. I think,
the playoffs.
We wait
fully
5,000 years for him to finally have a good game, and we all posting and all that. I'm not the biggest Zoe fan, I'm be honest. But you did get Brandon Ingram, and he won the most improved player. Josh Hart, great move. JJ Redick, great pickup, especially for a young team. So I'll have to give him a B+.
That's
not
fair.
an A because I'm not big on Lonzo, but you do got the most improved player, and you got JJ Redick. So B+. The last team
I do like Lonzo. I don't know if I like him on the Pelicans, but I do like Lonzo.
The LA Lakers, bro. Obviously, like I said with the Heat, A++++. One, you get Anthony Davis. I mean, he probably can win the Finals MVP if he can get a damn rebound. Then with LeBron, I mean, bringing AD, he extended his career because now he can average 15 assists. He doesn't have to do all this scoring. LeBron is probably next year going to be around 24, 23, and 10. And that's exactly where you would want him to be at 36, 37. You don't want him averaging 30 in his late 30s.
I can't believe LeBron's getting that old. Makes me feel so freaking old now.
The Lakers, that's just an A+, man. It's easy. That's the video, man.
All right, yeah, those are pretty good grades. I definitely don't disagree. I mean, some of the moves were really good, some were really bad, and some paid off, some didn't. But that's that's basketball. That's business, man. That's business at the end of the day. So what do you all think? Let me know in the comment section below. Thank you all so much for watching, and peace out.